What is going on, you guys? Bastion Wagio here, and today I'm coming at you with my updated Mokey Mokey deck profile for currently it is well, I'm recording this April 30th, but it's gonna come out early May at some point. I believe it's gonna be coming out on a Wednesday, so happy Wednesday to you guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put out my Mokey Mokey deck profile for once the Stray Mokey Mokey gets to us later on this year. Now, Stray Mokey Mokey, if you guys saw my previous video, has absolutely just broken this deck wide open, and actually it was Yassine who actually I guess this is inspired by. So Yassine made more of a aggressive build going first that pretty much played Mokey Mokey Smackdown, Painful Decision, Where Art Thou, things like that. Now, I moved a lot of those cards and I wanted to make it as more competitive build as possible. So essentially what Mokey Mokey is getting abused for this time is it facilitates making the Scythe Lock with DPE and potentially an Appaloosa or potentially a Baron de Fleur as well, depending on how you go ahead and depending on what you draw. Essentially, worst case scenario, you have hand traps, but you're good to go as far as that goes as well. So we're able to find room, and it's just a 40 card deck, so no going over 40, having to play 45, some weird number 47 card builds. It originally was like that when I was first playtesting with it, but I think we come out with some really good ratios now to go ahead and make this deck as consistent and as competitive as possible for once again Stray Mokey Mokey comes out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So to start off with the monsters, guys, we're going to start off with the normal monsters for the deck. We'll play triple Water Spirit, triple Mokey Mokey, and then triple Flambeau Guard. So essentially the big reason why you're playing Water Spirit and why you're playing Flambeau Guard is because essentially they have a lot of synergy with this deck. They are level 1 normal monsters, and essentially that's pretty much all the synergy you really need. Level 1 normal monsters, so they already have a lot of synergy with Unexpected Die, Tri-White, Dark Factory Mass Production, Enchanted Fitting Room, things like that, and also have synergy with the Treasure Panda as well. So that's really good to know moving forward. Now, with Water Spirit and Mokey Mokey and Flambeau Guard, so the reason why I play Water Spirit and Flambeau Guard specifically as well is because they are tuner monsters. So that allows us to go ahead and make Crystron Hockey Firebrax Place go into TG Wonder Magician, and that's how we go ahead and make Baron de Fleur. But I'll get to that more. I'm getting ahead of myself. But essentially, this is the vanillas that we're going to be playing in the deck. There are other versions you can play of Mokey Mokey that are a lot more either fairy centered or just normal summon centered and don't play as many effect monsters in the main deck. However, I do believe this is going to be the most competitive, I should say, build coming up again in the near future. Again, start up with the effect monsters now. We have 3 Stray Mokey Mokey, pretty much acting as 3 more copies of the Mokey Mokey card. So essentially, Stray Mokey Mokey, what allows us to do is while this card is on the field or in the graveyard, its name becomes Mokey Mokey, and it's also treated as a normal monster. So that's really good as well, going into some additional plays also. But more importantly, it allows us to go ahead and search a Mokey Mokey card. So you can actually search Mokey Mokey with it, or you can search Mokey Mokey Smackdown. I have taken out Smackdown because I believe that the using one Smackdown in the deck is a little bit gimmicky and it doesn't give you as much competitive viability as one might think. Next, we played 3 Treasure Panda. Treasure Panda is a phenomenal card in this deck. Ever since it came out way back when, it has been a really staple in Mokey Mokey decks. Pretty much allow you to banish up to 3 spells, traps face down from your graveyard, and then let's just special summon that many level 1 special summon normal monsters whose level is equal to a number of cards banished. So you basically summon 3. It's not once per turn also, so you summon banish 3 spells, traps at a time, and you get special summon 3 either Flambeau Guard, Mokey Mokey, or Water Spirit, or any concoction of the 3. Next, of course, we do have to play the Celestial and the Dasher as DPE is going to be a big win condition for this deck. This deck itself, I do not believe, has the strength, or the strength in itself is a little bit too gimmicky. Again, having to go ahead and play around Smackdown, things like that. So I really want to make it as consistent as possible, and what we're really trying to do is abuse the recursion and the consistency of the Mokey Mokey engine, along with Link Spider, Link Kuriboh, things like that, to make Verte, and go into DPE along with a Dagda for the Scythe, so Scythe locking our opponent and DPEing and potentially with, again, the Appaloosa, Baron de Fleur. Again, there's other things we can go ahead and have to build up as many negations as possible. Next, of course, one Artifact Scythe, self-explanatory, or I believe I just explained it. Now for the hand traps, I played double Nibiru, triple Ash, double Ghost Belt, and double Effect Veiler. This is probably going to be the most impactful hand trap lineup I could think of. I did want to go ahead and squeeze in a third Nibiru, but I want to keep it 40 cards if possible. The reason I say that is if you're going second with this deck, it's going to be a challenge to go ahead and break boards with this. So might as well just go ahead and get rid of the board entirely. So if you want to go ahead and take out an Ash Box and put in a third Nibiru, that's perfectly fine by me. I just like having that versatility, having as many hand traps as possible, and with Ash hitting the most amount of cards, especially branded fusion. So if you want to take it to a locals in the near future, they might be able to go ahead and save you some games here and there as well. So that's going to be it for the monsters, guys. Now on to the spells. For the spells, guys, this is where it gets a little bit more fun. So we're going to play triple Unexpected Die. So if you do not control a monster, you go ahead and special summon one level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck for free. No restrictions on that, except of course you can't control any other monsters. 3, Enchanting Fitting Room. This card is absolutely ridiculous. So basically, if you've not read this card before, you pay 800 life points. It's not once per turn. You excavate the top 4 cards of your deck, and then you special summon as many level 3 or lower normal monsters that you excavated as possible for free, and then shuffle the rest back into your deck, which is absolutely just essentially, I say free because 800 life points is very, very minimal to potentially get 1 to 2 free special summons. But you could potentially get 4, but it's unlikely you're going to be milling 4 off of this. But essentially, Enchanting Fitting Room pretty much gives you a free special summon essentially from the top of your deck, so really, really good. I opted to play just one Fusion Destiny. Now I know you competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players are gonna crucify me in the comment section, and I understand how you feel. However, we are trying to make this as consistent as possible, and the best way to go ahead and make the DPE is going to be through Verte. So there's no real need to go ahead and play a second one. Again, I want to go ahead and keep it as consistent as possible, and we essentially want more ways to spam more normal monsters, and that's why we play cards like the Enchanting Fitting Room, the Unexpected Die, Treasure Panda, because it helps us essentially flood the field with more normal monsters that we can go ahead and abuse, go ahead and link climb into our link monsters. So Fusion Destiny is not a card that we necessarily want to see because it doesn't help us progress in that way also. So just one Fusion Destiny is perfectly fine. If you want to add a second one and play 41 cards, I'm not going to be against you, but I opted to play just one, again, for the overall case of the deck overall. Next, we play 3 Dark Factory of Mass Productions. This is a pretty cool card. Essentially, you can target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard and add them right back to your hand. It's the freest card ever. Pretty much played in like Exodia type decks, but overall, I just think it's a lot of it again recurs your cards. You go ahead and special summon your monsters back from your hand. Using cards like Link Spider as well, so it's never a bad idea to go ahead and keep more normal monsters in your hand rather than your graveyard, unless you have the last card in our deck, which is going to be Tri-White. Tri-White is a phenomenal card. I realized I had Unexpected Die selected, but Tri-White is a phenomenal card in this deck. Basically, it lets you target 3 level 2 or lower normal monsters in your graveyard and special summon them from your graveyard, again, for free. All you need to do is make sure you have 3 normal monsters in your graveyard and immediately go ahead and special summon 3 back. It's basically like activating Soul Charge, but you don't get effect monsters, and you don't have to pay life points. So it's really, really just a phenomenal card. Again, allowing you to abuse the normal monsters you're playing in your deck to go ahead and link climb as much as possible as well. And that's gonna be it for the main deck, guys. Just 40 cards. Now let's go ahead and get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I actually just went ahead and switched this up a small bit. Overall, I believe that Yassine's original extra deck was very, very good for what the deck is trying to do. So what I did, because I want to take out the Mokey Mokey Smackdown, there was no need to play Proxy F Magician or the Mokey Mokey King. As much fun as it would be to go ahead and play those cards, there's no need for them. So I played double Link Spider, which comes up quite a bit, especially into turns 2, potentially even turn 3. With Link Spider, just allow you to, again, unclog your hand from the normal monsters. 1 Link Karibo, 1 Private Plant Verte Anaconda, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Crystron Hockey Fibrax, 1 Artifact Dagda, 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, and that's going to be for the links. Now on to the Xyz. I play 1 Ensemble Robin. Ensemble Robin is going to be fantastic going first card, so you go ahead and summon it and just bounce back your opponent's special summon, so it's really, really good. 1 of the Ensemble Nightingale. This is what you're going to be making going second, and pretty much allowing you to go ahead and rise up the ranks into your Zeus. So you go ahead and take it from there. Also, you don't need to so you don't need to have just at most 2 Masha. You can use as many level 1 Masha as you want to go ahead and make this. You can make a really fat Zeus with that as well, so that's really, really cool. So 1 Downer Magician again for more Zeus materials, and then the 1 AA Zeus Sky Thunder. Again, phenomenal card. It should be in any deck that plays Xyz monsters. This should be easily included in there. 1 TG Wonder Magician. So what this allows you to do is to synchro summon during your opponent's turn, which is phenomenal. So essentially what you do is you have Crystron Hockey Fibrax during your end phase. You end your turn. During your opponent's turn, you activate Crystron Hockey Fibrax effect to go ahead and special summon a Tuner Synchro monster from your extra deck. So then you special summon TG Wonder Magician, and then you activate DPE to pop the Artifact Scythe. And then once Artifact Scythe is special summon, you can chain the Wonder Magician to go ahead and synchro summon. So they're already under Scythe. Then you synchro summon Wonder Magician along with Artifact Scythe to go into your Baron de Fleur. Really, really cool. You can go ahead and do that. I believe that's genius. And then of course, to wrap up the extra, you play your 1 DPE, which is pretty much going to be the heart and soul of this deck as well. So what do you guys think of this Mokey Mokey deck? Honestly, this is going to be probably the most, again, competitive Mokey Mokey deck list currently out there. I honestly have a lot of faith in this deck. Actually, I was testing this out quite a bit online, and no one wanted any part of this. The second I summoned Mokey Mokey and started going into my link plays, it pretty much everyone just surrendered. So it was kind of tough to gauge how good it can be. But just know that you're gonna have a lot of people rage quit on you. So I'm very excited for Stray Mokey Mokey to come out, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is this deck viable? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did enjoy, subscribe for more videos, guys. And I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one.